Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We're so glad you joined us today. We want you to know that you're in the right place at the right time. We're going to sing about it.
Oh yeah, welcome. You're in the right place, SLC. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Yes, I am the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, your soul is welcome here, SLC. We're glad you made it this morning. Let's do it again. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. Your soul. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcomed here. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. Oh, my soul is welcomed here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcomed here. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcomed here. My soul is welcomed here. Your soul is welcome here, internet community. We see you. We love you. Your soul is welcomed here. Yes. Come on, y'all. My soul is welcomed here. Your soul is welcomed here. My soul is welcomed here. My soul. Here we go. Oh, I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcomed here. Here. Woo! All right, all right.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Patty Peters. Thank you for sharing the platform with me this morning.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. We greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our spiritual community. Spiritual Life Center honors all people, worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because there is no space that God does not grace. If this is your first time joining us, online or on site, we especially welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. We are all here by divine appointment. And please silence your electronic devices and refrain from flash photography during the service.
Now let's take a moment in prayer to center ourselves as we go into this time of inner contemplation. And we give thanks for the opportunity to be together, to come together online and in person, because no matter where we are, we share in consciousness because there is no geography in consciousness. And so as we sing together, as we pray together, as we listen together, we know that our consciousness grows and that whatever we do and whatever we think affects the others around us. And we grow and grow and grow until we become a bright light that shines throughout the world. And that the world that needs so much healing is blessed by our consciousness, by our energy, by our love, by our compassion. And we give thanks that we are able to do this together today. Thank you, God. Spiritual Life Center has a mission, and it is to transform lives as we love, serve, and remember. And the way we carry out that mission is through the 5 unity principles, and we say them together, as Paula says, to embody them, to make them part of our consciousness. And of course, having it part of our consciousness helps us, but it also helps us explain to other people what we do and why we come here. So let's say these together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, but we must take action. We have a special guest today as speaker. She is well known for her work at Cap Radio as host of Morning Edition and Cap Radio Reads. She's an interfaith minister ordained in New York in 2009, and she is the teacher designer of the Transformation Path, and of course she also speaks at several congregations around the area. But her Transformation Path training has contributed to the inner transformation of many people, and I believe she has a lot of amazing stories that she'll share at some point, probably not today. And we're happy to say that she's going to bring that program back to us in January of next year, so we're excited about that. And you know I'm talking about Reverend Donna Apidone. What's really cool is she has a new book. It's her second book. Transformation was her first book. This is her second book. It's called Drive Time Meditations. And it's meditations that she wrote during the pandemic, during the pandemic. I was honored to be one of the people to help edit it. And I have to tell you, it was the most peaceful, calming time of my life while I was going through those. It is now published. It is available on Amazon. It is called Drive Time Meditations. So be sure to check that out. And Reverend Donna and I have collaborated on several episodes of my podcast, Discovering Spirit Within, and we have learned a lot from each other through these informal and spontaneous conversations. It's like, oh, I never thought about that. Oh, I never thought about that. And she always has such a different and interesting take on any subject. I'm really excited to see what she has to share with us today. Reverend Deborah, Donna Apidone. It starts with a D.
And now it's time to talk about our Faith in Action, home host facilitators, home hosts and home host facilitators. And you can be a home host and get another facilitator, or you could do both yourself. Faith in Action is our annual community-wide book study. This year, we're studying Divine Audacity by Linda Martella Whitsett. And today, we invite you to become a home host and or facilitator. Have any of you been home host in the past? Quite a few people. Wonderful. It is a great experience, isn't it? It is a way to meet new friends and deepen your spiritual connection with old friends. You can host in your home or via Zoom. If you have questions, Reverend Deborah is happy to chat with you. Please sign up online today. And I will say a small, quick story. I've been here about 4.5 years, and my first Faith in Action was wonderful with about 7 people that I had never met before. Well, I knew who a few of them were, and it was so welcoming. It was wonderful, and I have a connection with those people still today. And last year, a different group, I was in a Faith in Action group, and we got so close that we actually meet once a month for community, food, potluck, and spiritual discussion. So it's a wonderful way to get connected here at SLC.
Thank you, Patty. And people are already asking about the book. We had hoped to have it today. There was a delay in shipping, something you're probably hearing about lately. And we expect to have the books by next week, but you can also go on Amazon and buy it. So the book is easily available. So, okay, so how many people were at the Honors Gala last night? Yeah. It was an amazing night, and we want to thank all those people who sponsored and bought tickets or volunteered, because it really was a fabulous evening. And this was the second of our 3 events that we're doing this summer. Well, is September still summer? I guess it is. Okay, so we're doing it this summer. And this is to celebrating our community, our connections, and of course they are fundraisers to help keep us on track for our mission to transform lives. If you're unable to join us last night, the Light the World's Honors program and the cabaret are both going to be available, because they were videotaped. They'll be available for a love offering fairly soon, and just stay tuned for that, and we'll let you know when they're ready. Meanwhile, of course, mark your calendars for the gala, which will be September 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. It will be held right here, and they will also show clips from, I don't know if they're going to say clips from the cabaret, but certainly from the honors event, and the gala tickets will go on sale next Sunday, August 21st, so get ready. We're going to have some fun in September.
And remember, we also have many.
I think we should invite Sally up here first.
Oh, okay, let's do that.
Every month, the Board of Trustees gives us a monthly update, and Sally Sion, president of the board, is here to give us this month's update.
No, how could you forget me? I have many things to talk to you about today, so don't go to sleep, okay? Particularly because the very first one is the most important of all, okay? Today at 1, we're going to have a orientation meeting, an answer question meeting for any of the newer people who are interested in community membership to become a member of our congregation. However, we also today want to welcome Grayson, who, come up please, who was at our last orientation meeting and decided to become a community member. And we have a special little, we made him a little tag, and on the back of this tag, we do have his name on there, okay? And on the back of the tag, it says, you are loved beyond measure, okay? So Grayson is new to our community, and I'll tell you, he immediately got involved with our chaplains because that's what Grayson happens to do for his, quote, work. Is chaplaincy considered work? It's not work, it's a calling. That's what he does. Is it Mercy Hospital?
No, I'm with a hospice. I'm
Okay.
a hospice chaplain.
Okay, so we are so blessed to have Grayson who joined us and who is going to contribute in our chaplain program. Boy, are we fortunate. So we want to give Grayson our blessing. Can we? Great, okay. You guys know this, but please join with me in saying to Grayson, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold God's love as you. Put this on, you have to put that down. Okay, now you can nap the rest of my time up here because we did the important things. Okay. You know, we had this thing called COVID, and I don't want to dwell on it because we're not here to talk about despair. But what I do want to say about the COVID situation was the board, we had plans and we had things we were going to do, and then we had to hunker down and just shovel sand for quite a while, okay? So that's over with now, and so because we have packed up the tents, we got the camels going again, and we're on the move again. So you're going to see lots of new and exciting things that are coming to SLC because we're back in motion. We're back on our journey. The first thing is that we're going to be focusing for a while, along with the staff, we're going to focus on membership. We have gotten the nuts and bolts of membership together. You can look on our web and see what a community member is and what a governing member is and everything. And that's all well and good, but the issue with membership, and we've asked that everybody recommit once a year for membership. And that is the key to the process of why we're focusing on membership, because we're now a spiritual cooperative. James doesn't tell us what we're going to focus on, doesn't control what this community does. We're trying to have a bottom-up process where the community tells us what we need, and we try to respond to do that because we're all members of the community, and that's important, membership, okay? And this is not a new idea. Last night at our awards ceremony, we talked about Faith Moran, who was one of the founding members of SLC, and one of her favorite quotes was that we belong. Here, in order to do Faith, I have to come out from behind the podium because she would do this. We belong to each other. Okay, that's the basis now of our, quote, membership and how we're going to identify Spiritual Life Center. We are a community, we're a family, and we belong to each other. So the board is going to put a lot of investment into trying to communicate that, trying to change our own thought process and our words that we use, and communicate out that to the community, that we belong to each other, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here. So that's one of the things the board will be working on. One of the things we're doing as a result of that is we had some, Christina's here, who put together our, what did we call it when we went and talked to everybody? The heart-to-heart conversations. We had started a whole process of heart-to-heart conversations with individuals to get information that you wanted to give to us, and then COVID hit, and so we had to stop, doing what we were doing, and we're going to resurrect that. So you're going to have an opportunity pretty quickly to have a heart-to-heart conversation with somebody who's going to record everything you say and everything. And we put the first stuff into a algorithm and did all kinds of things, crunched it through the computer and did all that kind of stuff. And we got some ideas out of it about what you wanted at that point. Well, you didn't get to participate, or you that did, but you've changed your mind, or you just want to tell us again because you don't think we heard you. We're going to do that. We're going to do that because we can't decide where we're going unless we know what you want in terms of where that's going to be. So that's coming. That's coming. Okay. We also, at the first of the year, Faith in Action we've been doing for years, and it is so precious, as Patty says, that people make connections and that they have then somebody who they don't just see on Sunday, but that is a friend that they have this real heart-to-heart contact with. So we're going to start doing some other groups throughout the year where you're going to have an opportunity several times a year, we hope, when we get this rolling, that you can join a small group and have something to study or a subject that you're working with, and you'll do it in a home, or we can do it here, and then it will end, but you will have been able to make that friendship connection with somebody in the community that you would not know how precious they were if you hadn't had that time to connect with them. So we're going to do that, okay? We're having more funds, raising things. We need funds to keep our process going here. So we had a cabaret. It was so successful that we're going to have another one, because I like the idea that you entertain me. And then I help to entertain you, and so it all works out, and we have a wonderful time, and it raises some money, too, in the process. So we're going to have another cabaret in October. So we are also going to have an educational program with Claudia, okay, in the back, who happens to work in real estate and has found out about this whole nonprofit program that helps people make donations of real property to nonprofits. And she's becoming an expert about this whole process, and she's going to have a date. We've had people that come sometimes and help people figure out whether they want to trust or how to set up their estate or whatever. Well, Claudia's going to tell us, have an opportunity where you can come and find out from her and her contacts about making a real property donation to SLC, or setting it up so that it's in your estate or whatever. So that's coming. We're going to calendar that as soon as Claudia gets a date. Okay. Last thing I want to tell you, the most important thing about membership, okay, is that you got to get online, and if you've been a member before, you got to fill out that form, that annual form that we're making you do, okay, which means that you have to decide that you're recommitting yourself to continuing your own healing, okay? It's a terrible idea to make people do that, but that's what we're asking you to do, and it's very important you do it soon, because September the 11th, we're having a general membership meeting, and the purpose of that meeting is to vote on changes to the bylaws. Now, I know you've been all reading the bylaws. I have myself, okay? Every time I can't sleep, I get them out, okay, and I read half a page, and it does, okay. So you've been doing that, I know, too. So we need to make some changes, okay, in the bylaws so that they're current and that they serve our purpose as an institution. We're also going to give you a financial update about what things are and everything. So those are all the things, those are some of the things that we have planned coming up. I will not be satisfied in this community until we have 3 things going on at this place every day of the week. Then I'll feel like we've totally utilized our space and our availability, and that we are having enough connection in our family, because I do care about you, and I know that you care about me. We're precious to each other, and we're going to demonstrate that going forward. I love you. I want to thank you for being part of my family and being on this journey, okay? Even if your back's a little crickety from, the camel ride, stay with us. It's worth it, okay? Thank you.
Remember, we also have many activities, including weekly small groups. To discover all that's happening at SLC is to go to our website. And if you're on site, you can peruse the bulletin board and then go to the hub to sign up for an event. And check out books and crystals, etc.
Buy stuff. Yeah, buy stuff. Will our Board of Trustees and chaplains please stand? Our Board of Trustees wear the purple ribbons on their name badges, and they are here to guide, shape, and provide oversight for our community operations. And if you want to know what our vision is, Sally has given you a little bit of what's going on, but if you want more information about that, certainly find one of them, and they would be happy to chat with you. And our prayer chaplains are here to hold us in confidential prayer during our human journey of joy as well as of challenge. They wear the white stoles, and they will be in the courtyard to pray with you confidentially after the service.
And we absolutely love to welcome our newcomers. So in a moment, we will ask those of you here with us to raise your hand. There are many ways to connect at SLC, and you can get more information about small groups, events, and classes by filling out our online welcome card. If you're on site and you raise your hand, you can fill out the card and take it to the welcome table in the courtyard, where you will receive a special gift and a very warm welcome.
So if you're here for the very first time today, please raise your hand and keep it up so we can find you. We are offering you a purple ribbon, and we ask that you wear this on the left side of by your heart, so that we can recognize you and give you our heartfelt and warm SLC welcome. Thank you for joining us today on your unique journey, and feel free to greet each other in whatever way you are comfortable.
Welcome back, and we want to welcome our new members. Please join me in standing, and we'll sing together, all good, and you too in the internet community, we want you to join us as well. Here we go. All good, holy, holy, all good, holy, holy, all in my mind, in my heart and my soul, let me know all is good, holy, holy, all love let me know all is good. Holy, holy, all in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good. Holy, holy. Yes.
Please be seated. So at this time, I invite us all to speak together and just hear these words for the first time in your soul, in your heart, and speak them out into the room. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. And now we're going to sing together. I want to hear all of your lovely voices as we affirm together that there is more than enough for everyone.
More than enough. Can you help me with that? More than enough. You sound so beautiful. More than enough. We're preparing our hearts. more than enough love, 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 love for everybody.
As we settle into this time of quiet, breathe naturally and simply be aware of how you relax with each breath. Breathe into the back of your heart, melt into your seat. Allow your vision to become soft and cloudy as you close your eyes. Now bring your focus to the gentle background music. And imagine it as a musical stream flowing into the middle of your chest and directly into your physical heart. The energy slowly rotates and becomes a spiral, winding its way around your heart, expanding so that your entire chest is filled with a spiral of healing musical energy. As the spiral goes round, a small spiral arm separates out and rotates down your torso to fill your left leg and your left foot. And now another spiral arm appears and makes its way down, filling your right leg and foot. As the main spiral spins in your torso, another arm spins off into your left shoulder, arm, and hand. And another spins off into your right shoulder, arm, and hand. And now the main spiral sends off one more, up through your neck and into your head. You are a galaxy, your heart the center. It is the movement of spirit within you that rotates the central spiral and sends the arms of musical light to the far reaches of your body. Each cell is infused with this God light energy. Every cell is activated. Every cell wakes up and joins this dance of love, light, healing. For a dance is what this is. The essence of God energy moves and circulates in and around you, each cell activating the next. They dance with each other in the light of God, and they know every step of the dance. Your very essence is dancing with one source, the light of light, the one holy energy. There is nothing in you but light and love. You laugh in the pure joy of dancing with spirit, never missing a step, of being in complete harmony with your source. You feel so alive as you dance with divine in the silence. God in you, you in God. You feel so alive. As you take a breath and begin to return to your physical body, please receive this blessing. Oh, my beloved, God lives and moves within you. Light, love, and healing, the movement of spirit within you is perpetual. It is what makes you feel so vital, so alive. And though you must return to worldly concerns, know that you are never alone, and you shall always be lifted to new heights by love and light. You are always dancing with God. Remember this, always.
What kept me sad was a story in my head about what I never had, what I never said. But I can sing a song the flowers gave to me. It helps me to be strong. It helps me to be free. And when I'm walking with you, I'm walking with God. When I'm talking with you, I'm talking with God. When I'm praying with you, I'm praying with God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. When I'm laughing with you, I'm laughing with God. When I'm singing with you, I'm singing with God. In the arms of my friend, in the arms of God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. Hey, there is a road, a journey we must take that starts from within, but that is just a thought away. I have got a song that the flowers gave to me, and it helps me to be strong, and it helps me to be free. And when I'm walking with you, I'm walking with God. And when I'm talking with you, I'm talking with God. When I'm praying with you, I'm praying with God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. When I'm laughing with you, hey, I'm laughing with God. And when I'm singing with you, I'm singing with God. In the arms of my friend, I'm in the arms of God. If God is all there is, everything is God. If God is all there is, then everything is God. Last time. If God is all there is, everything is, everything is God.
Hello. The spiritual concept we are talking about this month is prosperity. Not too long ago, I got together with a couple of people who I work with. We are all friends, but we work on opposite shifts, so we never really get to sit down together and have fun together. So we did. It was really nice. We know each other well enough that it was sweet and friendly. And then came that question that can make or break a conversation. So, what's going on with you? For some reason, we all went to the deepest, darkest places of ourselves. We all started talking about all the things that had been going wrong in life. None of these things were really bad, but it was just the idea that we went to that point immediately without thinking. Now, I'm not slamming the people who I got together with at all, but I'll tell you, after I heard myself for about 2.5 minutes, I wanted to go take a shower or something. It just didn't feel good that that's what I had chosen to talk about. I took part in that conversation and wasn't thrilled about it. An example of a time when I chased something that was not spiritual prosperity. Ever happened to you? On the one hand, it's really nice to work with people who are my friends. It's really nice to have friends who I can share things with and really feel comfortable doing that. But it was exhausting because it was negative. And that's what happens when I don't stand in my spiritual prosperity. It affects my energy. A very short conversation, if it's not on prosperous subject matter, can make me feel depleted. So I was really glad when we moved on to something lighter, politics. What a relief. Prosperity is like a lot of other spiritual concepts. We know how it works. We know what to do. We see its value. We just have to do it. We know our thoughts are powerful. We know that what we think becomes real. We know that as soon as it comes to our minds or our mouths, it becomes law. So, this idea of practicing spiritual prosperity is the opportunity and this blessing of being able to look at ourselves. What are you thinking when that person cuts you off on the highway? Is it prosperous? What are you saying when members of your family disagree with you? Is it prosperous? What direction are you going and what are you chasing? Because you'll find it. When we chase negativity and toxicity, we find it. When we chase spiritual prosperity, that's what we find. So we have to put on our prosperity superhero capes. You have one. It might be way back in the back of the closet, but you have it. What is your spiritual prosperity cape? I also have a Wonder Woman bracelet that I wear sometimes to just kind of remind me of who I am and where I am. Those little reminders make all the difference in the world, and we need those reminders. About 30 years ago, there was a professional baseball player, really just a remarkable pitcher, who sometimes got distracted from what he was doing. So, on his cap, under the bill, on the bottom side of the bill, he took a marker and made an arrow pointing straight ahead. It was so, he said, that he wouldn't be distracted. By the crowd? No. By the weather? No. From himself. He could distract himself and blow it. But he felt like as long as that little arrow was there, he could stay focused on the batter and on the next pitch he was going to throw. We all need that arrow. We all need that arrow that keeps us pointed in the right direction toward spiritual prosperity. My arrow, when I lose my way, when I have to refocus, My arrow is that I come back to purpose. Purpose, when I'm connected to my purpose, I feel like I'm standing in a glow. I feel like all these lights are on me, no matter where I am. It just feels right. It's like your favorite yellow fuzzy sweater that fits just right and makes you feel so cozy. You know when you are in that place of spiritual prosperity. When I get off course, just like the ball player, just like the pitcher, it's usually because I've distracted myself in some way. And it's usually because I'm thinking of myself and I'm not thinking of other people. There's a connection between spiritual prosperity and what we do for others. When I'm not focused on my purpose, I'm going around in circles. Many years ago, I spent a considerable number of years in a relationship with a race car driver. And there's usually somebody in the crowd who laughs at that, and I'm not sure why, but I did. See, I see you, yes. That was a fascinating time in my life because those guys, they were all guys, those guys spent so much money on their cars. They spent so much money on the equipment that they had, and so much time in garages getting ready, and then so much time on the track. And they had so much fun. It was really a lot of fun to be in that community of drivers. But at the end of the day, after they had chased the checkered flag and after they had really tested their endurance and their driving abilities, at the end of the day, they had just driven around in circles. They hadn't really gone anywhere at all. That's how it feels when we're out of our purpose, when we're not in our purpose. We're just going around in circles, chasing something that we're excited about that makes us happy, but it just doesn't matter. And sometimes it's the complaining that we do about what's not working in our lives. But when I get back to purpose, everything changes. I stand up straight. I remember who I am. I remember my value in the world. The core of spiritual prosperity is purpose, and the core of purpose is empathy. When I do things for myself, meh. But when I put on my superhero cape, the one that's marked empathy on the back, then I reach a higher level of spiritual prosperity. When I do things for someone else, I devote myself. I'm selfless in a way that I am not when I'm just focused on myself. And the good that I do for everyone else comes back to me. Sometimes it takes a while, but it does. And we know it does. There's science behind this. Research shows that empathy pays big dividends. Something actually happens in our brains, physiologically happens in our brains when we do something for someone else that doesn't happen when we're operating just for ourselves. It really does make a difference, and that's why we feel better and healthier and lighter and brighter. And we know, as metaphysical people, that energy is infinite. Positive energy keeps circulating. Unfortunately, so does negative energy. So it's really all up to us. Your spiritual prosperity makes a difference to me. My spiritual prosperity makes a difference to you. Those energies are intertwined. So we want to do this for each other. We are all in it together. We are operating together, just as Faith Moran used to say, just as our music says this morning. We are doing this for each other and benefiting from it as well. When I look at the times in my life that I was looking at myself first, those were kind of trying times. Those were not certain times. There was a feeling of great uncertainty during those times. But when I look at the times in my life when I was really doing it for someone else, those years just flew by effortlessly and were very easy. One of the questions that people ask about what I do for a living is how early I get up. Okay. But the other question that people ask all the time is, how do you stand in that one room 7 feet by 8 feet, listening to news coverage for 6 hours. How do you do that? It's really easy. It's empathy. There's nothing difficult about it when I put on my superhero cape that says empathy. I listen with a kind of compassion that I didn't know I had before I had that job. I've cultivated my empathy. It's become my purpose. The job of an NPR host is not to say we get support from. It's not to tell you what the weather forecast is. The job of an NPR host is to be with you, to share the morning with you, to be with you through the day. When the news is good, I play happy music and we dance together. I can't see you, but I know you're dancing, and believe me, I am too. It's not pretty, but I am. When the news is sad, I'm holding your hand. I am literally thinking of one person and have my arm around that person. I'd like to say it's going to be okay. It might not be, but it's going to be as okay as we make it. That's really what I do for a living. And from those moments, you make decisions about your life, and then those decisions are shared energetically with everyone. You know, I never finished that show feeling depleted. 5 minutes talking about my problems made me feel awful, but many hours understanding what the role is and understanding the empathy with which I can do that work. I know I've always set something in motion that's going to continue, and that's a good feeling. It's an exchange of energy. I'm doing my part at my end, you're doing your part at your end, and the thoughts and the words that we have, we know are coming back to us. That's true of every part of our lives. If money is your goal, okay, you can meet the goal, you can make a lot of money. It might not feel very good. If you go through every day feeling like maybe there's something missing, then maybe that's your call to reconnect with your purpose. Maybe that's your moment of understanding that there is something else you should be doing. And that's how you reconnect with your spiritual prosperity. I'm really glad that we're going to be doing the transformation class again starting in January. It's always a lot of fun. One of the things that's fun is that we sit in a circle and we get to see the glow and the light on everyone's faces when each person realizes purpose. It's something they always had. It's something that they are already doing. They reconnect with it, and wow, that light shines in them, and we all get to witness it. The people in that class have done some really amazing things. I can't wait for the next group. I have spent part of my working years interviewing authors, and there were a couple of women, 2 authors who I talked to a couple of years ago, and I talked to them pretty close together. Completely different sensibility and sensitivity to spiritual prosperity. One of them wrote a book in which the characters were just kind of wandering aimlessly through their lives. No sense of purpose at all. And I said, what I always ask of authors, how is this connected to your life? And she said, oh, it isn't really. Oh, okay. And then I talked to her about one particular scene, a very lengthy scene in her book that went on for pages and pages and pages, that might be the most violent thing that I've ever read in my life. And I asked her why she felt that she should write something like that. And she said, well, there's violence in the world, so I'm going to write about it. But it was fiction, which meant that she put hours and hours of energy into writing something dark and visceral and violent that hadn't really happened. And then she shared it with the world. She invented violence where there was none. But then I talked to another author, another woman, just like a month later, whose childhood had included very awful moments of sexual abuse by a relative. And as violent as that part of her life must have been, that's not how she wrote it in her book. So we talked about that. Why did you not write the detail that you could have written? And she said it's because it was not her purpose. She's a writer, she's a speaker. Her purpose is not to share the violence. Her purpose is to see people where they are, who they are, and let them know they're not alone, and let them know that other people have gone through this too and come through it. That's her purpose, not to give details, but to have empathy and to connect with people. Now, the woman who wrote the very violent book found success. She sold a lot of books. But that second author is the one who glows. She delivers a very important message. She's a person of purpose. She's a person who stays in my heart because of the connection that she has with people. And she's a great example of spiritual prosperity. You can always build your spiritual prosperity. You can always refine and redefine your purpose because you already have it. You can start something new, but you can also work with what's right there inside you, in front of you. Just reconnect with it in a new way. There is a process for doing that, a process for reconnecting with purpose. In my world, if you can't do something in 5 steps, it's not worth doing. So there are 5 steps to this. First of all, remember what you already know. Look at who you already are. See what's there. Look at how your thoughts and your words are coming out. Positive, negative, prosperous, or not? Are they self-serving, or do they contribute to something greater? Then look at the complaints you're expressing. There are some complaints that are worth expressing. I don't want to say you should never complain about anything, but do you complain about everything? How do you feel when you do that? Is it kind of yucky? Then you can change that. You can do something a little bit different. Just look at the nature of what you're putting out into the world. Then you can realign. You can realign. And since energy circulates, put out what you want to get back. If you're not having a good day, change it. Then figure out how you can put someone else first. Don't do life for you. Do life for the rest of the world. You'll be okay. It comes back in great ways. Do something that benefits someone other than yourself. And then finally, take authentic action. Make your purpose a reality. And it's not I think I'd like to do that someday. It's a now when you leave that building. Life is short, people. Don't waste your purpose. You have too much to give to avoid doing it. Those 5 things I just mentioned, I like the number 5. But they also align beautifully with the 5 unity principles that we talk about every week. They're parallel to those in every way. You know that old saying that there is nothing you can do for a child that's ever wasted? That's not limited to children. Nothing you do for anyone is ever wasted. Your energy is always doing something. So watch what you're chasing and live on purpose instead. I want to leave you with a prayer from the Dalai Lama. And I admit I saw this on the internet, and I thought, did he really come up with that prayer? I don't know. But it came through Jack Korngold, so there are a couple of good resources there that give it some legitimacy. It's a short paragraph, but it's good. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick. For as long as earth and sky endure, may I assist until all living beings are awakened. May I assist until all living beings are awakened. What a goal, what a path to spiritual prosperity is laid out for us there. It's simpler than we make it. Let's take this message into prayer. Divine Presence, allow us to see who we are. Allow us to remember what we have to offer. Allow us to see that spiritual prosperity is already here. It's with us, it's in us, for us to recognize and for us to give to each other. May we assist until all beings are awakened. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Donna. Remember Transform Mission in January and Drive Time Meditations on Amazon. It is really a great little book. Now we have, Reverend James is coming back. He's been on vacation a lot this summer, and he will actually be coming back and staying back. So next week we've got your possibilities are endless, and I'll be doing meditation, and we'll have Ann Roach and Larry Shiflett as our vocalists. So yay, James. So now we have the opportunity to support Spiritual Life Center. And one of the ways to do that is to text SLC Love to 44321. You can also go to our website, slcworld.org, click on the donate button, and of course you can always mail in a check or find other ways to donate. And if you want to continue to keep our consciousness and spread this consciousness and help that keep going out into the web and out into the internet and then out into the universe, click on like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever that app you're on asks you to do. And that will help keep this message going and going and going. And now, for those of us who are here, let us say our offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
I used to see the world with such a cynic view. I thought the winning game was only relegated to the lucky few. But now I know if you choose, happiness will come to you. So I'm making more room for God. I ran around in circles, so unaware, caught up in a mindset, struggling just to get my share. Now with eyes wide open, I see abundance everywhere. So I'm making more room for God. I never could imagine this to be the case. The years of pain and heartache all now have been erased. Now I know the meaning of amazing grace. Hey, so I'm making more room for God. Standing on the crossroads, I never felt so strong. If love has changed your life, you wanna pass it on. Keep growing in love, and we can't go wrong. Let's start making more room for God. Tearing down the walls and open wide the doors, making more room. We're making more room, making it. We'll never set the world on fire if we keep preaching to the choir. Hey! Come on, y'all, make more room. Making more room. Making more room. I won't say that last line one more time. We'll never set the world on fire if we keep preaching to the choir. Hey, can I hear y'all say make some more room? Let's make a little room. 1, 2. Making more room in our hearts and in our minds. Making more room in the environment, in our lives. Make more room. Make more room. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Bejan. It's always such an honor to have you with us. And we give thanks for the offerings that we receive to support Spiritual Life Center, as we know that as we share and receive, that circle is complete and it just continues to grow and grow, and that we are prosperous in all ways, at all times. And we bless the prayers in the prayer box, knowing that even before the question is asked, the answer is here right now. And that as we pray, we bring that answer into manifestation. And these prayers are sent to Silent Unity, who's been praying ceaselessly for over 100 years, knowing that that extra 30 days will seal that request and seal the answer, and that it will open the hearts and, again, spread the consciousness of love and light and life and joy. And so it is. And let us say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And now our peace song.
With